There was a debate tonight between Mamdani and Andrew Cuomo. I want you to watch this clip, and then let's talk about it.
Mr. Cuomo, in 2021, 13 different women who worked in your administration credibly accused you of sexual harassment. Since then, you have spent more than $20 million in taxpayer funds to defend yourself, all while describing these allegations as entirely political. You have even gone so far as to legally go after these women. One of those women, Charlotte Bennett, is here in the audience this evening. You sought to access her private gynecological records. She cannot speak up for herself because you lodged a defamation case against her. I, however, can speak. What do you say to the 13 women that you sexually harassed?
If you want to be in government, then you have to be serious and mature.
I don't need to know what Mamdani's political ideology is. What I know is that he's a good person. And we've lost that in this country. He didn't sit there and talk about politics. He talked about standing up for women. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because I have a family member that was a victim of assault. And after the election, she called me and she was crying on the phone. And she cannot understand how 77 million people didn't see a man that was found liable in a court of law by a jury of his peers, including 2 Trump supporters, for sexually assaulting Jean Carroll. 25 other women he sexually assaulted. 13-year-old Haiti Johnson he molested on Epstein Island. But she's poor, so she couldn't afford to go against a billionaire. And Andrew Cuomo sexually assaulted 13 women and had to resign in disgrace. And it is refreshing to see somebody in public office that is standing up for women. When I hear people say that this is just politics, it's not. Because there are women in this country that are afraid to speak up because people in this country said, oh, what happened to Jean Carroll? It was all fake. It was all rigged. None of it believed. We do this all the time with women, and it is disgusting. I can deal with bad policy. What I cannot deal with is immorality. And for people in your life and your family and your friends that keep saying, I didn't vote for this, you did. You just didn't care about the immorality because he told you what you wanted to hear. You would get no tax on tips, so you hoard yourself out for capitalism. You traded morality and decency and believing women and standing up for a woman for something that benefited you monetarily. So ask yourself this. If your mom was E. Jean Carroll and Donald Trump had sexually assaulted her, would you have still voted for him? If the answer is no, then you're the problem with this country. Because you only seem to care about something that affects you personally. And for all of you cosplay Christians, MAGA, that go to church with F Joe Biden and Joe and the Home Bumper stickers, just think about that for 1 second. Love thy neighbor as thyself. On the very few chances, unfortunate that I've talked to MAGA, the first question I ask them, why wasn't E. Jean Carroll a red line? I don't care about your policy or your tax plan or your tariffs. I care about other people. That's the kind of country I want to live in. And it's up to more men like myself and like that gentleman in New York City that's putting women up front because they deserve to be respected, not diminished, and not shot down, and we don't believe them. It's time that we change that toxic masculinity in this country. I don't know if this guy is going to win, and frankly, it doesn't matter to me. But what I know is that he's a damn good person, and he stood up for something that was bigger than just politics. Have a good day.